What's up, everyone? This is David. Welcome back to another episode of Gem and MTG, where we talk about all things related to graded Magic the Gathering cards. In today's episode, I'm going to show you a few cards that I recently purchased for my collection. I'll go over why I purchased them, how they fit into my collection, talk to you about the grades and the subgrades, and I'll also talk to you about a couple raw cards that I purchased as well that I'll be submitting in my next grading order. So thanks for watching. Let's get into it. So this first card that we're going to go over is a Legends Rare. It is Mana Matrix. I picked up two of these. I had been wanting the card. I had never owned one, and I always wanted it. I love the art. I love Mark Teden as an artist, and I was looking around for a graded copy, and I actually found a couple for sale for around the same price, around $300 for each of these I paid. And I felt like it was a good deal for the card. I always wanted one. Near mint copies are, 200 plus as it is, so, with the cost of grading, I felt like it was a good pickup. And I collect Mark Teden cards. I'll show you a couple more Mark Teden cards that I have. But I always like Mark Teden as an artist, and I've been trying to grow my Mark Teden collection. So I wanted to pick up Mana Matrix, and I like picking up multiple copies of cards sometimes, because then if I have an extra one that I want to sell, I have another one that I can keep for my collection. So I felt like these were both a good price, so I picked up two of them. So this first one is PSA 9. You can see that the card is a little off-centered, or a lot off-centered, left to right. And this card, in particular, Mana Matrix from Legends, is very hard to find well-centered. You can look around. It's hard to find a well-centered copy. So I picked up the Beckett one. I'll go over this one now. So this is a Beckett Quad 9 Plus, and it has 9.5 centering. And like I said, this card is hard to find well-centered. So this particular copy really appealed to me because it was well-centered. And like I talked about in my one of my other videos, centering is the most important subgrade for me personally. I like well-centered cards. I just think they present I think they present well, and that's just what's important to me as a collector. So this copy in particular, I really liked the card, and I wanted to have it for my collection. So this is the one that I would keep, and if I was ever to sell one, I'd probably sell the PSA 9. So like I said, I like Mark Teden as an artist. I think he's a great artist. I love his style. And I'll show you some of the other cards that he's done that I have as well. There's an Unlimited Soul Ring, Unlimited Time Vault, and an Unlimited Brain Geyser. So you can kind of see, when you see them all next to each other, you can see how he, as an artist, has a pretty unique style. The color scheme, the pinks, the purples, the yellows, the orange, it's a really unique style. And I love the texture that he does on things. He also did cards like Mana Vault, which you can see here. This is an ungraded copy. But you can see the similarities between the Mana Matrix and the Mana Vault. And I love the texture, the color scheme. I just think he's an awesome artist. So I felt like the Mana Matrix was a good addition to my Mark Teden collection. I actually pulled out a couple more of my favorite Mark Teden artworks. JM Tome, one of my pet cards. I love the card. I love the art on this one. It's so cool. And then, of course, the iconic Leviathan. And you can kind of see that style that he has carry over into all the cards. The texture, the way he does the lighting, it's a unique style. I think it's awesome, and he's done so many iconic, first edition, old school cards that I really like him as an artist, and so I felt like Mana Matrix was a great pickup for my collection. Should probably tell you what the card does. So Mana Matrix, it costs 6 to cast, but once it's out, your instants and your enchantments cost 2 less to cast. So all of your spells are reduced by 2. So it really only takes you 3 spells to earn the mana back that you spent on the card. So I think that's fantastic. You know, you can do a lot of busted stuff with this when a card that would normally cost 3 to cast now costs 1. A card that costs 4 now costs 2. You know, your casting costs are reduced, and I think it's a good card. I love the card. It's really unique. It's really powerful. It costs 6 to cast, but you know, if you're playing something like Arkham Dagson or Duretti, you could cheat this out really easily, and then you go off with the card. So, in addition to being an iconic artist with great artwork and an old school reserve list card from Legends, it's a powerful card with a unique ability. So I feel like everything about the card, I really like it. All right, and this next card that we're going to go over is Twiddle from Beta. This is a Beckett 9/5 Gem Mint Gold Label, 9 on the centering, 9/5 on everything else. I got the card because it's a Gem Mint Beta card, and even though it's a common, it's a very iconic common card. It's got unique artwork. It's another card that you can do a lot of funky stuff with. You can untap your Time Vault with this card. Take another turn. It's an iconic card from Beta. It's in gem mint condition. I paid 120 for the card. I got it actually from an online retailer actually, and I felt like it was worth what it cost. I think even commons and uncommons from Beta are gonna appreciate in value over time consistently. They're so rare, and they're so rare to find in really good condition that even playing full retail price from an online retailer today, I felt like it was a good deal. I think that cards like this are just gonna, continue to disappear from the market. There's not a lot of people cracking packs of Beta, and so many of the cards that are available now are just in played condition from wear over time. So I felt like this was a nice addition to my collection. I have other Beta commons and uncommons, and this is one that I showed in the last video that I had. And I just think that slowly over time, I'd like to build my collection of graded Beta cards, even commons and uncommons. And Twiddle was just a good fit for that part of my collection. So that's why I got it. All right, this next one that we're going to go over is a raw card that I purchased. I got a couple copies of this. This is a revised Demonic Tutor. I actually have a few more of these that I use in decks, but these are the ones that I purchased for my collection, and these I'm going to be putting in my next submission for grading. I found somebody who was selling these on eBay, and they were listed as pristine condition, and they really are. They're just front, back, both really well centered, just like they just came out of the pack. And I paid over retail for them, but I knew the condition of the card that I was getting, and that's so important for me, and should be important for you as a collector if you're planning on grading your cards. You've probably started to realize that buying a quote unquote near mint card from an online retailer, from TCG player, you do not always get a card that's going to grade a 9 or 9/5. It just doesn't happen. A lot of the cards that you purchase in near mint condition end up coming with chips, or scuffs on the back, or surface issues, or all kinds of stuff. And so for me, I try to really get cards. If I'm planning on getting a card that I want graded, you know, I'll try to find something where I can see a high resolution picture of the car. I can talk to the person selling it, ask for close-ups, things like that. And so for these demonic tutors, I felt comfortable buying from the person just because the pictures that I got, I was able to tell that the cards were in fantastic condition. So I'm really looking forward to these. I think revised cards are just going to continue to go up in price. They're not as common as people think. I think we're starting to realize that now, and finding ones that are in, pack fresh condition, well centered, ready to grade. They're not easy to come by. So I felt really good about these. I'm going to be including these in my next Beckett submission. When that will be, who knows? But I got a whole bunch of stuff that I'm getting ready to grade. as well. That's kind of one of the things that I'm doing during this period where we don't have much to do with the grading companies, since most are shut down aside from, the premium grading levels. So I'm trying to take this time to just purchase cards that I am going to submit when they do open up, and just think about what I want to grade, and spend the time getting good copies of cards that are going to grade well. So that's all the cards that I wanted to cover in today's episode. Thanks so much for watching. And if you haven't already subscribe to the channel. There's not a lot of people on YouTube talking about this, and I'd like to change that. There's so much going on in the graded world at large. People buying and selling tons of cards every day. There's people out there with amazing collections that I'd like to cover. And I'd like to talk about parts of my collection more in depth, talk about the cards that I have on order currently, as well as cards that I'm accumulating for my next Beckett submission, and just overall topics in the graded card world at large. So thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great one. I'll see you next time.